Alright, we're back, and this is probably going to be a pretty short video, but I have not done this yet since I've gotten my dirt set, but I got a dirt set for my DRZ Stroker Big Bore pretty much the same year that I got my bike to a big bore. But that same year I also bought the E model. So I've had these wheels and actually tried to sell them once. But I was going to put my knobbies on and I was like, you know, this is a perfect opportunity to throw these suckers on. So what I've got, they're rim lock without rim locks. Tusker Recon tires. Gotta go by my neighbor over there. It's got the CRF front and rear, and yeah, they're not DOT approved, but I wanted something a little bit more aggressive. My friend who has a Yoshimura full system, and is a newer Yoshimura full system, tried to buy these, but the front tire came into contact with his header and he wasn't willing to change tires. So what I have here is the stock 41 rear tooth sprocket on this. So it's really geared low. I don't think I was in fourth going 50 miles an hour, and it was just really felt like I was in fifth, or even if there was a sixth gear. Again, with a dirt set with the 1541, that's pretty low geared. But I've never rode this bike outside of SM trim, even with my knobbies. And I thought, what a cool thing to do is to share my first ride with these. And this is honestly how I wanted my E model to feel like. But I think the big thing that's different with it is, other than the suspension, is the carburetor. Because remember, it's got the wide ratio gears. Oh, it's the low 50s and the wind's kind of blowing out here. Yeah, they feel pretty planted. I balanced these wheels. Yeah, they feel pretty stable. But I can tell that this is I don't know, I guess the word would be more robust as far as reaction, suspension, than my E model. Yeah, here's 60 miles an hour, and I'm just not a care in the world. 55, it's actually lugging a little bit. This is kind of cool. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and there's a video that I'm going to share before this one. It's just a brief wheelie session. You'll probably already have seen it. I'd made it back from the track week, or track day. It was just a Saturday at Howlett. And we got a chance to do a wheelie session. And I'm calling it a competition, which I won. I'm making my own declaration of victory. Anyway, I decided I wanted to, it's getting cold enough, it's time to put the knobbies on, and I'm doing that with the wheel set that I was running on the wheelie session. We'll just call it session. Let's see, how does this feel trying to take a turn? Pretty good. Pretty good. Of course, that was pretty solid there. This is an old dirt road. pretty good. I'm going to get on the brakes pretty hard and determine. I'm going to put my visor up here and see if I have any contact with the rear or the front header here. Remember, I'm running the not having any contact with the header on the front tire, so that's nice. Oh, it broke them loose. Wow. My question was I breaking loose? Was it breaking loose on that asphalt or that concrete on that bridge? Wow, it looks like somebody ate it on that, ate it over there. Hopefully they didn't get hurt. Wow, this feels, yeah, having that reduced gearing by having the big wheel in the rear kind of tames the power a little bit. The suspension feels a little bit better. I'm actually kind of impressed. There goes a deer. Wow. Little first year buck. That's pretty cool. Hopefully I didn't mess up somebody's hunt, but if they're willing to shoot that, then they're not much of a hunter. Got the sun going in my eyes, and I'm sure you're dealing with it. Hopefully there's no smudges on the camera. Yeah, so that's fifth gear. And I did put my the S model cam gear on the front tire, or the front wheel. So we should be moderately, as accurate as one can be as far as what our speed is. I didn't think of putting up my GPS on my phone, but again, it's getting really cold for how I'm dressed. But yeah, the S model wheels on the SM, it's pretty cool. Again, I've got the rotors, the appropriate rotors for this wheel set, so I don't have to change over brake systems or anything. So the Tusk Recon, again, non-DOT approved. Oh, they're hunting. Hopefully they didn't see me yanking it. But I want to get this, even though they're not DOT approved, I want to get this thing out on the highway and see what kind of top speed we can get with this gearing. Let's see. That should be interesting. Again, about 50. One of the concerns on having that gear reduction would be, on getting going here. No real problem. First gear is a little bit more usable. I think it would be adequate in the trails. Oh yeah, fifth. Really gentle cruise at 60 miles an hour down the old dirt road. And I just checked my brake pads when I was doing this change, and I already nuked my front brake pads, and I'll attribute that to riding the go-kart track and my day-to-day riding through Casino Motorsports Park. I get pretty hard on the brakes, and this is just a 310, if I remember by the numbers, rotor, so that's not too impressive. Yeah, There's not so much of the death wobble. I think I may have trued these when I had the wheels bare, because the tires that were on here were an absolute joke. But it came with extra rotors. I think it came with an extra rotor, and it came with an extra, some different sprockets. Again, this is probably the worst thing you could possibly do to a set of tires. By the way, going out on the highway. But oh well. And I'm getting kind of cold already. It's going to get down in the 20s tonight. It might be about 50 degrees or maybe just a skosh less than that right now. Is that the sheriff? Oh wow. Now I know where I'm at. I didn't know that came all the way out to here. Now I know where I'm at. So we're going to do a few miles on the tarmac and just see how it feels. Yeah, the brake pads are toast though. It's starting to feel a little wooden. Gear 70 miles an hour, and I was up to 70 according to this cam gear, of course. In fourth, so 70 miles an hour in fifth just feels like cruise control. Got some wind noise, and I apologize about that. I hope my battery lasts. I don't remember if I charged it in between that wheel. Alright, it's the next day. Right after I talked about my battery, worried about my battery running out, guess what happened? The battery ran out and it stopped recording. So it's the next day. It's Turkey Day. It's Thanksgiving here in the States. So I didn't work today, just spent some time with my mother. It's always good to be with family, and so that's what I did. And so I did get up to about 90 mile an hour on this dirt set, and it was surprisingly smooth, actually at all speeds on this, because I did take the time to balance these wheels. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to dismount these tires, which is kind of wasteful. And the reason I'm going to do that is, even though these are balanced, I'd like to have these tires, or these wheels, to have a rim lock on it so I can run lower pressure. And the real idea is to be able to have a B set for my E model. So if I got used up tires or whatever, a punctured tube or flat or whatever you want to call it. I just like waving. These people are building these houses out here. The only thing about the E model is, of course, it has different size rotors on this, and it have a different gearing on that, which is relatively simple to take care of. And I really don't want to have to be changing sprockets back and forth, but I can quite easily. So we'll do that. We'll do what we need to do at first, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I got up to about 90 miles an hour, and you know, it was cold, and I just didn't want to rag this thing out. So I just wanted to conclude this video with a kind of a review, if you will. These tires are great. They're fun. They're fun on this bike, but you know, I really don't want to be, I don't really want to ride it in the trails or anything if I don't have to. I've got a bike for that. I just mainly want to keep this one on the road for the most part, and that way I don't beat it up. These plastics have been, you know, pretty unmolested, and I want to kind of keep them that way. I did all this when I didn't have the E model, with intentions of taking this thing off-road, and I still can if I want to. Gosh, they get sand happy on these dirt roads, so sand happy. But these tires, as aggressive as they are, they handle it quite well, because this is really thick. This one of those words that people don't really like. Thick, moist. Anyway, these tires just handle them quite well. I do have my knobbies back on, if you remember the Shinko 805s on the rear, and the TKC 80 by Continental on the front. And the rear is just a skosh taller, and the front is stock size 120/70, and it's knobby. But that's, I think, you know, for a winter set, and if I wanted to go down a dirt road or take some light trails, I can. But I want to keep this bike nice. I don't really want to ride it a whole bunch off-road. So what I will say about having a knobby set, or especially like the blocky knobbies like what the TKC and that Shinko is, you can still take a corner pretty well. You know, these aggressive skinnies, we'll just call them the skinnies, the dirt set, they don't really want to do anything but be in soft stuff. I mean, going down this dirt road is probably flat, and as hard as, you know, it's harder. It's not good on them. It's not good on them. These are aggressive. These, again, it's the next day. I'm going to be redundant here. This is the Tusk Enduro. No. What are they? The Tusk Enduro R? Is that what they are? The Tusk? I don't even remember what I was calling them. I think that's what it was. Enduro R. Is that what I call them? Man, I slept since then, and I ate turkey. I have not been drinking alcohol. All right. No, seriously, I haven't. But what I like about this is, again, I'm running the stock Supermoto gearing, so 1541. So it's just this rear wheel set is set up to just be able to drop in and go. That's the idea. And you know, one of the concerns I thought about going this gear set is, you know, first gear. Oh man, I'm not going to be able, you know, it's going to lug real bad in first. Oh wow, these deer out here in this field. You probably can't see them. We're close to the river, but they're straight out here. They're paying attention to me. Well, at least one of them is. Both of them are. Three of them. There's three of them out here, and they're just looking. There they are. They're paying a lot of attention to me. So I'm not going to rip down this road. I don't know if there's some hunters out there. Here in Kansas, it's not rifle season yet, but it's bow season, so I really don't want to mess anybody's hunt up. My friend lives down here, but I'm just going to turn around. They're out there on the quad, so I'm going to go rip on the quad a little bit. See if I can catch them off guard a little bit. ripping their trails. I'm probably trespassing at this point. They were ripping across there, so I thought I'd rip back. Anyway, I'm going to terminate this and talk to them. I'll make sure I'm not in trouble.